Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversation. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
A lot of us live our lives hoping for fond memories when we reach that final leg of the journey. There are doors and windows of opportunity, not walls. All of those things, over, under, around, that's wall talk. That wasn't to serve you, that was to distract you. Why does greater than provide windows and doors? Because it knows if you just can peek through the window, one day with me, you will walk through the door. That is the only way to get through it. And you got to get through it in order to get to it. Why? Because every single moment is a new opportunity for greatness. Don't build your career on holding up something you accomplished years ago. Build your career on things you created moments ago.
You can navigate the legal and emotional journey of divorce and exit a marriage the way you entered it, with mindfulness, love, and respect. Solace Divorce Mediation is a full-service law practice helping couples focus on the health and well-being of children and their forever co-parenting family. Our streamlined divorce journey offers flat fees with an estimated completion time frame of 2 to 4 months. If you or a friend need us, visit solacedivorce.com.
Don't see what's yours for the taking tonight.
caught me off guard. I was doing something else, and all of a sudden, it was time. It is Casual Thursday. I have proclaimed it. No robe for me, but I have a feeling there's going to be a robe somewhere up in here today. Yes. Ooh, Corey Castle just came. I saw him sneaking in the back door. Probably not the first time. Anyway, oh, did he go there? Yep, sure did. Hey, the train is here. Come on, get on board. We are on it today. Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Lauren Michaels Harris. And it is, okay, the 23rd. Every time I have to say the date, I go, oh, May 4th is almost here. Headed to Romania. And boy, yeah, wait a minute. Let me get up here so I can show you this. Okay, so you've seen this. It's the movie poster. We had a meeting yesterday with the film directors and our new partners, Hope for Kids. And I'm going to show something from Hope for Kids today. We're going to talk about this today on the show. But we're headed, if you don't know, to Romania May 4th through 12th. Right around 14 of us are going, and maybe more. There's still time. And we are going to provide hope and inspiration to the people and especially the children of Romania, but also to bring some back to our own worlds, because Lord knows we need it. Can I get an amen? So today, our supporter and just a dear colleague and mentor of mine, Maureen Flatley from Capitol Hill, is presenting our tour to the State Department. Today, we're on the docket at 3 p.m. Eastern. So if you're near a clock or something catches your eye on the clock around that time, please send light love and get all your angels and all those entities and spirits that you believe are here to serve us. Get them behind this today. Maureen, go do your thing, girl. Go do your thing. Mo Flatley, thank you so much. And I still cannot get over this picture. I'm going to hang it this weekend. I swear, it's so funny. It is so funny. Oh, my God. Our favorite Christmas present, Brian's aunt. Thank you, Jan, Aunt Tia. Tia, Aunt Jan, gave that to us. And I'm going to put this up here. Get your phones out and scan this and head over and please make a donation in any amount or pass it off to your friends. It's all over my social. I'll be posting another one today. We're headed there and we got a lot to do. It's a lot more expensive when you do these things outside of your own backyard, particularly so when you're leaving the country. So just listen, the manner in which you bless is the manner in which you will get blessed. So let's keep that in mind. It's just whatever you do. This, as always, with the Power of We Symposium, that's why it's called the Power of We. Because Lord knows the show couldn't be the power of me when shit get done. Seriously. When we do things just for self, nothing comes from that. And unless we're working through selfishness to get to selflessness. Think about that one. So, yeah, I got my little skull cap on today. Sure do. You know, I should wear a stocking cap one day and then just put a wig on. No, that would be extra hair. Someone around here got rid of some hair. We're going to talk about that too. What's up with that? Gee, never mind. I'm not even going to say it. So anyway, listen, Power of We Symposium, send lots of energy to Maureen Flatley today with the State Department. This is a big deal. A lot of responsibility, and we all have a part of this. All of us, every single one of us. So anyway, it is time to get our experts in here. We got badass Jamie Lane in the house and Corey Castle. Everyone else is on the road. Tracy Randolph's birthday. She's out of town. On and on and on. But hey, where there's two or more, you know the rest. Here they come. Our experts. Put some hearts on the screen. Oh. Hello, Corey Castle.
I really love that jacket. That's a really cool jacket.
Do you like it?
Yeah, a lot.
Do you want to know how I got it?
Yes, please tell me how you got it.
It was really cool. My very first time speaking out of the country was Canada. And when I went there, the people that hosted me took me to the showroom of this company, and they let me buy 8 leather jackets from them that were from their sample collection.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this? For 200 USD. 8 leather jackets.
8 leather
that was
jackets for
6 years ago.
$200.
Yes. So instead of wearing the shit out of one,
Lifetime supply, huh?
right? So I gave because they were so heavy and bulky.
You can't.
I gave away 3 of them at the airport.
Right.
Because when they told me how much it was going to cost, I had 4 of them on.
At the airport?
Yes, I was wearing 4 of them. I'm sure I couldn't get no more on. I tried, but and then 2 were in my suitcase, so I had to give 2 away. I gave 2 away. So anyway, how you guys been?
Great. God damn it.
I know. I hate when my chair gets stuck too. Turn around and let us see the back of your head. So, okay, that is real. You did cut it. What's up? What's okay? Go ahead. Why'd you cut all your hair off, Corey? Corey, shake yours out. Corey got it. Yeah, he got enough for all of us. So why'd you cut your hair off?
I've wanted to for a long time. It was about, I don't know, renewed mindset, my renaissance, starting over. I've had the same head of hair for 45 years.
I hate to do this, but I gotta capture this moment. Go ahead, do that again, Corey. All right, it's the daytime version. Let me put it back up here. Oh, sorry. What were you saying, dear?
I know you're so fucking rude, but
that isn't rude. Hey, how often does this happen? Thank you, Corey. Thank you for that. God bless you, boy. Okay, go ahead, hairless. I mean, badass.
I know.
Why?
Because it's a whole new thing. I've had the same hair.
It looks great, by the way.
Thank you.
I applaud it hardcore. Like there isn't a moment where I would ever say you made any mistake because I think that's awesome. It's great.
I feel empowered. It's more. It's about a renewal.
That's exactly the feeling. That's exactly the feeling that I get when I see your face after I just saw it, like for the first time when he introduced us, that countdown, and then I saw you and I was like, be that power girl. Go ahead.
So I know you got a message behind it because you don't do anything without there being motive, which is what it should be, intention. Yep. So what's your intention with this one?
Starting over. Like I said, it's my renaissance. It's like my new mindset and everything. I can't explain it, Lauren. It was just like, this is this whole, I don't know. Like it's just starting over and a renewed. My gray, I don't know. Some of my hair just wasn't, I don't know.
I wonder if I would have gray if I had hair.
I love my gray hair too. I love it. I fucking love my gray.
I do too. Yeah. So, okay, well, we know what's new with you, renewal. Corey, what about you? Anything new and exciting?
Not a whole lot of new and exciting. No, I mean, I'm writing and developing a lot of things. As you probably know, I'm working on a lot of mindset and like idea changing.
Actually, you are doing the same thing, just in a different way. I just remember what you were sending me this week when we were chatting via text. So what's that all about with you? Is that Whitney on your shirt? It is.
I'm your baby tonight. I love Whitney.
You know what I love about? See how she's sitting there? That's how she was when she sang "I Will Always Love You." Remember, she was sitting there in that chair. She just can deliver. She hit that. She did. So, Corey, you could have left it down.
Yeah, but then it's a pain in my butt.
Better yours than mine. So, listen. Here's what I would like to talk about today. I'm going to show the clip. We partnered on this trip to Romania with a wonderful organization, small but powerful. And they are not only going with us, but they are also, we're dividing every part of the documentary, the film. We had a big meeting with the movie directors yesterday. And the piece that they are bringing, we're the warm-up show. I get it now. Because remember, I've been saying I didn't know all of what it was about. It was like, just do your part. And I heard the universe say, don't worry, it'll start filling in. And boy, has it ever. So take a look, you guys, at what Hope for Kids is doing. So when we go, we're going to give them what they want so that then we can pass the baton over to Hope for Kids and they end up giving this world what we need. Okay, so take a look at this.
Acolo au fost personalul de serviciu care ce-mi jurat-o blestematul ăsta și ți-o fură mâncarea. Unde? La Dicta, la Sfântul Nicolae. Să nu fie toate numai pentru bani. Acum, deja numai pentru bani. Că toți donațiile și astea, și donațiile privesc copiii, nu? Da. Privesc copiii. Donațiile se pune în
The purpose of this documentary is to raise a universal alarm on the extreme poverty levels in which families and over 41.5% of Romanian children live in. Some children go to bed without eating. Some eat every 2 days. 8 in 10 Romanian children in orphanages are not even orphans. The extreme poverty levels of their families forces the parents to abandon their children, either in an orphanage, a placement center, or with a family member, so they can go abroad and work. Even more alarming than the rising poverty levels in Romania are its ramifications: neglect, child abuse, child labor, rape, trafficking, school abandonment, children ending up in the system, in prison, or even worse, dead. Now imagine a world in which all children can grow up in a loving family with proper food, access to education, sexual education, access to proper mental health and physical health, access to integration programs. Imagine these children having the same chance in life as our children. Let's be family to these children, all of us, together. Let's be the answer to the end of poverty and social exclusion. Join our forces and help us build a better world in which families and children of Romania flourish.
Jamie, I saw your head jerk when she said 8 out of 10 Romanian children that are in orphanages are not even orphans. Mm-hmm. And it's and the thing is, I've got pages and pages of interviews. See, it even says interviews on the top of people that this organization put me in touch with to talk to. And I am not kidding. It just, the thing that strikes me when I'm talking to these kids is that the things they described, some of them happened as recently as last week. You know, not to be too grim or anything, but it is the reality. There's a 14-year-old boy who was, sexually assaulted so violently that I think he had 70 some anal fissures. And a 16-year-old who just a couple of weeks ago, who somebody in the group home, they put these kids in these homes, really pretty much unattended, and just lock them in there with no birth control, no teaching. There's STDs. There were 2 girls, she said, that were 13 that delivered babies because they were raped. Don't want anything to do with the babies. Don't even look at them. They scream their heads off. They're traumatized. It's 16-year-old who somebody found out he was on an LGBT group on Facebook or someplace on social media. And the hazing was so drastic that it wasn't long after that he just threw a noose around his neck and jumped over the balcony. Stuff like that on a daily basis. And when you hear it in real time, you're like, it's like when I was out in the world on drugs and then I got off of it. And now when people tell me, so-and-so is out there on that shit. And I'm like, people still do drugs, because when you're out of it, you don't think it continued. And that's why I love keeping my pulse on what's happening with the children in our world, because that part will never leave me. Thank God. But this year, when I started, do you guys remember, Jamie? You probably do. When I told you I had met the Santa brothers way back at the beginning of the Romania talks. And they said, well, why would you want to just do a little documentary? Why don't you guys just go for the Oscar? And I'm like, Oscar who? Right? And they explained what they meant. And I kept thinking, how can something that big actually happen? Let me tell you something. It's happening. I mean, here, I mean, you know how much movies cost. And I'm like, how? But I didn't dream any less. I didn't dim the dimmer switch on that vision. And here we are partnering with an organization that was already going to do a documentary. Now we've joined forces to make it even more powerful together. The power of we. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I mean, yesterday to hear them talk about, no one called it documentary anymore. Everyone was referring to, and when the film opens in theaters, this and other, and I'm like sitting here going, this is really happening. So today I wanted to talk about, do either of you have an example? And also, those of you out there watching, good morning, by the way. Welcome. Lucy's back. She had the day off yesterday. Say hi to Lucy. Have you ever been a part of something where when you went in, you thought, oh, this is cute. How nice for us. And then you saw it take on its own life and grow beyond your wildest expectations? If so, tell us a little bit about it. And what do you call that? What do you attribute that experience that you've witnessed? What do you attribute it to? Anyone?
I don't think I've ever had something to the way you described it, like out of this mind. I think the biggest thing for me, though, if I had to choose, is love, because I haven't been so violently hurt. I have seen it in Afghanistan with children and stuff.
That's right. You were military.
Yeah. I've been to Korean orphanages and been around orphans and didn't try to do my part, right? Like, how much so we show up, you know what I mean?
Yes.
The biggest thing, though, for me is being a child who's been through trauma, who's been through abuse, and there's a lot out there. Love, having someone who loves you and supports you and truly, sincerely is there for you. Like, I think that this past year was the biggest thing for me, that I was like, oh yeah, this is cute, having a relationship. But to have someone who like really loves you, really wants the best for you, isn't bullshitting, isn't trying to set you up, isn't trying to betray you or dishonor you in any way, to really have that.
Mm-hmm.
And it blows my mind for when I hear to that extreme. I can't handle it. I can't.
What are you feeling right now? Talk about it.
It's so terrible. It's so terrible. That's why I can't help them. I can't save every single one of them. And I want to. And it's not fair. It's not fair for a child to go through that torment.
It is not. It's not fair. And see, here's the impact coming out. And there's really nothing I can say. I mean, and the thing is, that's why we're going. Because these stories cannot be swept under the rug. They can't be muffled with a pillow. We need to hear them. We need to see them. We need to acknowledge these children and reach to them. Because even if you have nothing in your hand for them to take out of it, just an empty hand reaching towards them is oftentimes enough, because now they have something to reach back for. And that's, I mean, when I talk to kids, and when I showed the video, I was like, how much of what you just saw, the video you all just saw, how much of this resonates with you? They go, all of it, but that's really just a 0.5%. There's still so much more. You can't put it all in a 2-minute video. One girl said, yeah, they mentioned 2 days without eating. I've gone 7 days without eating. And I'm like, I can't even go 10 minutes.
Right.
So Corey, what about you? What does it do when you see that? And then have you been a part of something that you just thought you were there and it turned into something wonderful?
It gives perspective on any little first world problems that we have. The fact that like, grew up on the poverty line, but on the poverty line in America is way different than the poverty line for these kids. And I'm currently fasting because I have to go get blood work this morning, and I'm like tortured. It's been like 12 hours since I've eaten, and I'm like, oh, I'm in so much pain, and I can't imagine the pain of days of not eating. And it's, I feel like they do need to be shown that there's something to inspire to be. There's something greater, like there's something more. And I'd like almost to see and hear some of the most, like, the people who've come out of that and had a perspective that's brought them towards success in some way. I really hope that this documentary and that this trip to Romania and this like shining light on some of the disparity kind of ends it a little bit and kind of gives them a story that is now shifts their trajectory. Huh?
Thank you.
I got this. I put this in here just for you. Changes their trajectory.
Oh, you got your own bell? That's a gong. The gong of purpose. Yay. It's the cousin of the bell of purpose.
Yeah, it's because of you, man. You gave me that idea to put it in here.
That's a real thing.
Yeah, I love it.
When we hit the bell. We'll talk about that on another show. Yeah, Dr.
That's right. Remember I told you about my drum?
Oh, yeah.
I have the drum with me every time I'm in here in this room, and I bring it with me to the ring when I wrestle too, because it symbolizes consistency. I keep hitting my drum the way I hit my drum, and
marching to the beat
it has
own
affected the magical trajectory of my life.
Exactly. So listen, I want to ask this question because I'm doing research. When I leave today, I'm off the grid after the show. I have no appointments, no coaching, no nothing. First thing I'm doing is I'm heading down to the library because I'm doing my best to be a great steward. I feel so helpless in this build out of this Power Week, unlike any of the others, because I'm not the one putting together the show on the ground. We're integrating our forces when we get there, but I'm not picking the stage people. I'm not picking the sound system. I'm not choosing where in the town it's going to be. That's all being done by the people I've partnered with in Romania. So it's left me here to basically put together our part of the story, which I have maybe a few words of it, but every person that comes brings another line, if that makes any sense. So what I want to know from you guys, I'm really still doing research. And so I'm diving in, going to see if there's anything I've missed, or just because the promise says, if you seek, you will find. So that's what I'm doing. So I want to know this today. And this includes all of you that are watching. Put it in the comments. In a short Reader's Digest style, what would you say is your personal definition of hope?
So I don't mean the word, but hope itself. What is your definition of it? When you use it in your own world, when you're looking for it in your own world, what is it? What do you see that you're looking for? What's the feeling you're aching for? What does hope really mean to you personally? Jamie, go ahead. You start.
Well, for me, it's like I don't grab for hope unless I'm real desperate, like when I was a kid, right? And I knew that there was hope that I could escape, I could get away from it. So when I think of hope, I think of this big thing that's out there. And it's like Corey was talking about, that poverty here. I'm so emotional. This
It's okay.
poverty here doesn't look the same in Romania. So when I think of something like that, keep perspective, I look at hope as this thing that it's better than where it is here, you know? And then when I get there, it'll be better when I get there than it was here. And it's just this thing that is better than where you're at. And it's a relief. It's this thing that isn't there anymore. And it's just one step closer to this big thing that it's going to be there.
Exactly. That's pretty much how I see it. And I remember, because I know when you're one of those kids, I haven't been in, well, who's to say? I mean, someone could hear my story and think like, and feel like I feel about what I hear compared to their own. But I do remember this part, and I think it's consistent across the board with all kids in that situation. When you're a kid, I try to explain this to people, but you still can't hit it, but you try. When they ask me that question, what was it like? And I'll just say, you remember how when you were a kid, Christmas seemed like it was a million years between each one? Is it ever going to come? Imagine that being your reality every day. As far as the next day, will the next day ever come? When is it going to get here? I wish I could just go to sleep and wake up and it's here. Not because you're looking forward to it, simply because you're hoping there will be a little something in there that isn't here right now. Maybe tomorrow I will have this, or maybe tomorrow they will stop that. Maybe tomorrow I'll get moved. Whatever the case is, you're hoping for something better than what you're currently in. And so, Corey, what about you? Hope, what's it mean to you?
Highlights, man. Highlights and things that pop up that that make you grateful for something. So even if the littlest things, gratitude, I'd say like Jamie was saying with like the almost it feels like checkpoints where you're starting to see lights at the end of tunnels. So like it guides you through. I think what was it? Was the show was Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt? It was like a Netflix show where she was like living in a bunker, and she was like doing this, like they had her like cranking this wheel for them to have power or something that was like somebody like had her captive, and she was like, oh, my idea is like if I can at least get through the next 5 seconds, I'm good. And then she'd be like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got through that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got through that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got through that. So, if there are things you can kind of attach yourself to, or like if these people are coming and seeing what you guys are doing, and you're giving them examples, you're giving them hope, you're giving them the ability to see that there is something outside.
You know what we're going to give them? We had this on our group call Saturday. We talked about this, everyone that's going, which is always great. On Saturdays, we do this. If any of you ever want to pop in and listen, let me know. I'll send you the link. We'd love to have you. But we're, what they told us, the most important thing you guys can bring, the hospitals we're going to visit, they said, these cancer patients and HIV positive kids and stuff, they never get visitors. You will most likely be, for 99% of them, the very first foreigners they've ever laid eyes on. And all they want from you is your time. So they said, we're not going to book you there for like an hour or two. We're going to book you there for the entire afternoon or the entire morning. So just be ready to just take your shoes off and just get down on the floor and play with a kid or read to a kid or sing with a kid or walk with them, whatever. They just really need your time. And I'm like, you go, is that all? But then I remember just how much that really means, time, you know? So, oh, you guys, I dropped the GoFundMe link in the chat. Not just, well, yeah, I am hoping you will donate. Of course I am. But also I'm hoping that you will pass it forward. You know, I'm so tired of people thinking they can't do anything. Let's sit the shit out. You know what I'm saying? You never know where it's going to land. That's why my Grammys, you know, you hear old people say, oh, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And I could never understand that. I used to think, what does that mean, Granny? Am I not supposed to try to do good? And now I know why that road to hell is paved with good intentions. It's not just the good intentions. That's the arrow in the bow. But it's really paved with corpses of people who did not. They got the arrow. They put it in the, whatever that thing is, quill holder or whatever.
Yeah.
And they pulled it back. But so many will never release it because we're trying to judge what target is worthy of hitting, whether we're strong enough to reach that far. But the truth and intention from a place in a heart of service will always meet its mark head on. And so all you gotta do is let it go. Let the arrow go. A little bit of something is always going to be of service a whole lot more than a whole lot of nothing. So don't underestimate your chance to serve. It is not just monetary. It's not just dollars and cents. It's the value of your spirit.
Well, I mean, the holding space, you know how important holding space is for somebody that you love is, like, just to listen to them. This is going to be so much greater for these children who don't have anyone to ever hold space for them. Anybody, right or wrong, no matter what, the goal is to feel like somebody hears you and somebody's listening and somebody understands you and sees where you're at, sees your pain and understands it and it makes an effort to empathize with you for just a second.
I got a question for you guys. Have either of you or any of you, have you ever been given a task by, you know, it comes through inspiration? Oh, I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to try my hand at that. Have you ever been given a task by the universe, whatever you ascribe to be greater than you, that you were like, really? You sure that's just a mouthful? Am I going to be able to chew that? You know, because that's how I was feeling at first about the Romania thing. Because remember, I was just going there to speak. Mm-hmm. And then it turned into the whole thing with the power we. And then I had to divide it and break from the people that originally brought me in because they were dreaming too small. But it wasn't that they were dreaming too small. They were just dreaming in a different lane. And we decided neither one of us is right or wrong, but we need to stick to what we do best. And we did. As soon as that happened, all the things that were meant to be came rushing in. So to watch, see, there's something about not being afraid of what you're shown. Not because I'm that kind of person. I grow my wings when I jump. I ain't afraid. I took the pillowcase up on the roof and saw if I could jump off and it would turn into a parachute. Yeah, my arches fell and I got one big ass whooping. Not because of my arches, but because of the cost of going to the doctor for something stupid. But I'm glad I did that because it now today allows me not to question within my own purpose. So let's talk about that. What about people? Because I think the world could be a better place if some of us just trusted. I know now hope is not a thing, it is a place. Faith is not a thing, it is a place. Because it is wherever I am placed, so are all these opportunities. So, what about yourselves? Have you ever, and do you still struggle sometimes when you think this vision is too grand for me? I am just one person. How in the world am I going to pull off what you just told me I can pull off? Jamie?
Wow.
Wow.
My son with cystic fibrosis, when he got liver damage and they said about a liver transplant, I was like, really? I have to cure cystic fibrosis? Like, can I do this? What? I have to do something because I'm not giving them the drugs they're prescribing. I'm not poisoning my son. So I had to take matters in my own hands. And the cure for cystic fibrosis is plants. The cure for DNA is plants. And 25,000 hours of research and 11 years later, I finally figured out. And I'm like, okay, so I did this. What's the next thing? You know, I have to tell people. How are you going to tell people? What are you going to do? Why is this on me? Because there's moms hiding in the background in shadows, having their children taken away because they don't follow the fucking bullshit constructs of poisoning your children on a large mass scale. So for me, if this to get the message to CF moms to take care of their children, yeah, that I've had this big thing that I don't know if it was put on me or I took it or whatever, but
No.
I
Both.
did right.
I believe we're chosen,
Yes.
but we must still choose in return. You know, Christians have a saying in the Bible that says, many are called, but few are chosen. And I remember hearing a download once that said, yeah, but there's a third piece they left out. But it's true. Many are called, few are chosen. But Lauren, you'd be shocked at how few will choose. Period. Many are called, few are chosen, but even of those chosen, fewer will choose.
It's
okay,
scary.
I'll do it. How about me? You know, why do you think it is we cannot believe beyond our own human capabilities? Because we can do none of this alone.
Because
Talk about your thing with cystic fibrosis. What kept you moving? It certainly wasn't just Jamie.
It was hope, because I knew there had to be answers. I knew there wasn't a mistake in our DNA. I'm like, wait a minute, wait. Something's not making sense here. You're telling me to give this thing, forget about who it is, forget about the FDA, forget about me, forget about emotions, look at facts. This thing exists, mutation, DNA. This thing being offered mutates DNA and destroys organs of this. Why is this being given to this? Logically, that does not make sense. And as a person who has always gotten to the core, who's always been curious, who's always this like, okay, what is the issue? I need to get to the issue because this isn't it. That's a symptom. Boom, boom, boom. I'm that person, Lauren. I'm that person. I don't know why I was born that way. Since I was a little kid, I sat on the back porch when I was 5 years old, and I wasn't going to fucking leave until I learned how to tie my shoe. I don't know why.
Oh, I was the opposite. They made me sit there until I learned. And I cheated. I kept distracting my granny. Granny, is that squirrel eating at your? And then, because they want you to do one loop over the other. I still today use two loops.
Yeah.
Because, well, I was like, if you get the same result, that's how I won. She was like, show me. But I said, Granny, it ends up the same way. What does it matter if I take a different route, if we end up at the same place? And she was like, I'll think about that. Well, all right, go play. Right. And I was like, well.
I'm onto something.
Right. Corey Castle, pick up a white paging phone. Who knows? He got ADHD like me. He might be out in the yard running around right now. Forgot we're even on the show. So your son in the cystic fibrosis. So what are you saying? Are you telling us he's okay today?
Oh yeah. Well, the lab results, again, if we take other things out, look at the facts. I have lab results when they were under the FDA care, and I have lab results for when I took matters in my own hands. And hi Tia, what's up, Gerb?
Hi Tia.
So, if somebody needs to be shown, and it goes back to the DNA, I just have to get the answers. I have to do that research.
So Corey, you go and you do professional wrestling and it's entertainment and sport all together. But you provide hope for people, particularly little kids who, and I know you get a lot of them that come up and look at you like a superhero, right? Because I know, come on now, I was one of those little boys. Mm-hmm. Hulk Hogan.
You're still one of those boys.
I was like, oh my God, especially Hulk Hogan. Oh my God, Hulk Hogan was like a real living hero to me.
There was no other Hulk Hogan before Hulk Hogan. Like he was the first type of like, oh my God, look at this hero in real life.
Real life.
Right there. Yeah.
Yeah, he paved the way for The Rock.
Right.
And the rest of them, Messina and all of those guys. Mm-hmm. So, and it was based on persona. And he always had a great message. He wasn't just wrestling. When he was out of the ring, he was still in his persona.
Say your prayers and take your vitamins.
Exactly. So why is it important to you, Corey, through what you do? It's totally different than Jamie. She's all botanical and scientific and, but there you are doing what you do. Talk about.
Well, I know when I was a kid and I always wanted to be a wrestler. When I was young, I always wanted to be a wrestler, but I was always told, somebody said I couldn't do it. I was always awkward, sweaty, skinny, fat, stupid haircut, thick glasses. Like it was just like the guy who this kid wants to be a wrestler. Yeah, that's a funny idea. But it was like I had to show about this drum. Always beating my drum, staying consistent in knowing what I want to be and knowing what parts of me resonate with the childhood version of me who wanted this from the start. And I know, like, when I meet kids at events and can give them any kind of purpose, I want to hold space for them for just those minutes, because I remember when I was a little kid and I used to go to pro wrestling shows and my favorite wrestlers would talk to me or give me moments. Now I get to be that for kids,
for someone else.
Yeah. And
go ahead.
Like the talents that I used to go to independent wrestling shows when I was like 13, when I was like 12, 13 years old. And I would meet wrestlers and I would go set up chairs and help put the ring together just to start trying to pay dues so that they would show that I respect this business. Yeah. And the kids would, I just feel like the wrestlers weren't as good to the kids as I think.
Sorry, I'm playing.
I always wanted to be.
We're on the screen back there, and I'm like, look at us back there. So,
hey, look at us.
I know. So, Corey, do you remember anyone in particular or people that gave you hope when you were a kid? Same question coming to you next, Jamie. Do you remember how it came in, or any examples?
Not specifically in wrestling, but
just hope. Don't worry. One day you're gonna, where somebody just told you something that you went, I wonder if they were serious.
I told this story on my podcast. The one time when I was like a real little kid, my mom took us to this stunt show that was at Disney or some theme park. and there was a Cowboys having a shootout, and I was like, that guy's my favorite cowboy. That's in the black, all black. He's my favorite. And he was on the roof of this building. He was shooting down, and someone shot him, and he fell off the roof. And I was crying, and I was upset, and I was like, oh, now my favorite cowboy's dead. I'm so sad. And then my mom brought me back around to the back of the place, and she's like, look, he's not dead. He's right there. Took me backstage, and I met the cowboy, and he like hugged me, and he like held me in his arms, and he took a picture with me. And I was like, I have that picture still. And
Wow.
I remember how cool I felt and how cool that guy made me feel. I was 3 years old, and now I'm 39, and I still remember it. And I think about that when I think about the impact that I have on these kids, when I have impact on anybody who's watching me. It's like, this is lifetime memories. And even if it's
divine
even
memories.
if I wrestle in front of 40 people or something, and the footage of it doesn't exist anywhere, and it doesn't deter me from wanting to still continue to pay that forward.
Pay it forward. That's what it's all about. Listen, we're going to take just a brief break, and we're going to come back and wrap up. But I want to get a commitment. Can I count on at least the two of you, and maybe even a few of you, to at least send out? You don't got to sit there and do it for hours and hours and hours, but to 3 people. Will you send our GoFundMe and our information? Because if they go to the GoFundMe site, they're going to see our videos, and or send people to here. Let me put it up on the screen. This is another place where you can go and see everything. The powerofwesymposium.com, where you can see what we've done every year since the inception in 2018 of the Power of We Symposium. And I'm going to leave that up there as we go to commercial break. When we return, I want to talk to our panelists today, our experts, and you as well, regarding what do you think we can do to help bring hope to the forefront right here at home in the United States, in our own backyards. I tell people every day since starting this project, moving towards the 4th of May when we leave for Romania, I'm looking at them for what they can give us, not just what we can give them, because with Romania being the size of Maryland and not having any ever mass shootings, and we're inching up on, I think, 90 some now since the first of the year. And there are more than a handful of states in there, in that number, that are smaller than Romania. But a couple of them have 2. One even has 3. Something's wrong. They've got something we don't. So we're going to talk about that. What kind of hope do you think we need right here in our own backyard? Don't go away. We'll be right back. This world is changing more and more every day, and we've decided to change right along with it. My name is Dr. Lauren Michaels Harris, and I'm the president of Trajectory TV Network. At Trajectory, our vision is to provide a creative platform for top content creators and storytellers from around the globe. We're also dedicated to providing this world with content that is healing, educational, empowering, exciting, and above all else, entertaining and transparent. So right now, I invite all of you who believe yourselves to be global game changers to use the link found here and simply take a chance. Schedule a virtual chat where you'll have the opportunity to share your vision for your very own global television show with me, the network president. So use that link, and together, let's begin changing and healing this world, one story at a time. And remember, whether you have years of experience in front of the camera or 0 experience, it doesn't matter. What matters the most is your desire to share great content through television and a willingness to share it with passion and with purpose. You might ask, how do I know if I've fallen in love with my purpose and my purpose has fallen in love with me? It's easy when you've lost your voice because you just can't stop talking about it. I'll see you soon. Well, alrighty. Welcome back to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm Lauren Michael Sayers. Here is Badass Jamie Lane. And Corey, of course, I told you he out playing in the front yard again. He's like me, he can't sit his ass down. Right. Talk about ADHD. Can you imagine if Corey and I were born during the same era and we were friends? We'd probably get one sleepover each before both houses said never again. Never again, because I already know. Corey would have the beds pushed together and he would make it a ring. Let's have a wrestling thing. Right. And then somebody's on their way to the emergency room later because you already know. So last question today. I put it out there before you went. I'm going to leave that up there. You guys, powerfulsymposium.com. What do you think? What do we need? What kind of hope would you like us to try to bring back from the people of Romania if you could have your druthers?
I think that time, one of my radical philosophies is time. Time is our most important resource if we make it that. You can let somebody call you dangerous like I have been. You can let somebody kick you out of Facebook groups like I have. You can let somebody reject you because of the words you use. That's fine. Or you can push through that bullshit. It's not easy. And you can live authentically, live intuitively, and do the damn thing and be yourself. And the more we do that and fuck what other people say about us, then I think that we can bring what we need to.
Come here. I agree. Sorry, Lucy's here, crying for me to pick her up. Come on. Come here. What about you, Corey?
Sincerity is most of what I can suggest. Just as long as you stay genuine and sincere in your message and your intention, that rubs off. That rubs off.
I agree.
Real recognizes real, and even fake can recognize real and be inspired by it.
I love it.
I love it. I love it. Hey, before you guys get to pick because you're here. April for the 15th is on. Oh no, the 14th. How about April the 14th, the Friday? That way we can get Jeremy Nunez in here next time. How's that date work for the two of you?
That's fine.
Yeah.
And we need to schedule for you, Lauren. I want to interview you.
Oh yeah, on my own show.
Yep.
I love that idea. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you right now. How about Thursday the 30th?
March.
Yep.
Perfect.
Okay.
So I do want to express my interest in some way. If I can be a resource, I want to do that. So if maybe you want,
I got something I want you to do. I was going to wait and ask you. I want you. Wait.
Go ahead.
Can you? Are you near a wrestling ring soon?
Well, I'm wrestling on Saturday. Yeah.
Right. Like if you could do like a shout out to the kids of Romania from you as your persona in the ring, and maybe use a stunt person with you. You know, when you're feeling down, throw it down or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And say you're Corey Castle and da 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 da, and then I'll get with you and we'll get like some photos that we can put a link on, a code that they can scan, and go to your stuff and follow you or whatever, just to honor you as the superhero you are. Because of them, that's exactly what you will be. So we'll talk about that. Think about doing that.
I was saying, like, if you want, if you wanted to connect me to the filmmakers, I can have them on my podcast. I can give them a voice in some way. Happy to do that.
If you can rope them down.
Right.
I'm not kidding. Those guys are like, well, we're in Madagascar next week. Then we're over in Spain the week after that. No, seriously.
Wow.
Then we're back in Nashville for a country music award shoot. Then we got to go to Saudi Arabia. And I'm like, right. Because they were telling everybody we were trying to put our next meeting together. And I was like, Jesus Christ. Wow.
Well, if you haven't nailed down everybody who's going with you to Romania, I have a passport. I can travel.
Well, you're welcome to come. You know Oracle's coming. Did you know that?
I didn't know. I
She was
had
the
no
first
idea.
one to sign up with the travel agent.
Okay.
Jamie, you knew she was going, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Okay. Well, and there you go. One more aboard if he wants to come. And there's room for you, too. That's where two should be. At the end of a sentence, where it is inclusive. Don't move it to the middle of the front where it gets too old, too hard, too heavy. That's a lie. And we don't need any more of those. Listen, thank you, experts. We'll see you next month. I'll let the others know. It's going to be on a Friday, the 14th next month. In the meantime, get out there and be the best you can be. And thank you so much for being so vulnerable today. I truly appreciate it. You guys, thank you as well. Get out. Be the blessing you want to see in the world. And remember, we love you here. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you. I'll show